The role of market segment development is to utilize business intelligence, interpret and translate the research, and develop a compelling value proposition in order to assist the channels and Old Mutual South Africa overall to deliver on their business plan. We deliver the customer value propositions and intermediary value propositions in collaboration with the rest of the customer intermediary solutions team and other key stakeholders. At the core of this proposition, we find our customer heroes in Gauteng, the public sector, the private sector, which consists of corporate and professionals, in the agricultural market, with all segments having an element of education in them. We know that it's not just about focusing on the right client, be it the student or working professional, the newlyweds or the variety of parents, even the empty nesters and retired ones. The one thing that these leaders know is the one thing our clients desire most: clear and qualified professional advice. Knowing how to give valuable advice is also important. Guide them through with a softly held hand and make it easy for them by doing as much as you can from your side. Share crisp and clear knowledge with them, making sure that you give them the professional and expert advice they expect. We have many solutions and products to offer, but remember that your advice and relationship with your client comes first. The Customer Intermediary Solutions team has been on a journey to make it easier for customers to do business with Old Mutual. In the past few years, we've laid the foundation on transformation and continuous improvement, delivering through customer-centric and future-fit initiatives, which should also optimize and grow distribution. Enabled by this, we are now embarking on the next chapter, where the focal point will change from Old Mutual making it easy to a desire to do business with Old Mutual. We deliver this in the context of our customer value proposition framework, offering relevant service and solutions while doing great things in communities. Looking at the customer value proposition in the segments we target, we can see that while Old Mutual has successfully penetrated these segments, there are still massive potential opportunities for us to explore. Agriculture is the foundation of developing economies. South Africa's ever-growing population is expected to be 82 million by 2035, with the middle class dramatically increasing over the last 10 years, causing a shift from stable grain crops to a more diverse diet. The agricultural sector in the South African sector contains 40,000 farms and 628,000 employed workers. While the numbers have declined dramatically, gross farm income has increased by 300%, with the organic industry becoming the fastest growing agricultural industry in the world and game ranching the fastest growing branch of agriculture in South Africa. And for good reason. 69% of the land in South Africa is suitable for grazing, with the cattle herds increasing from 8 million heads in 1970 to the current 14 million. Only 12% of the land is suitable for rain-fed crops, with a further 1.5% under irrigation, producing 30% of the country's crops. We target commercial farmers, well organized through associations and interest groups. Employees on farms, not targeted by retail affluent and deployed in partnership with Mass and Foundation, from managers to the 600,000 permanent workers. Public sector institutions and agri-businesses in the value chain, as well as selective opportunities in emerging farmer market to establish Old Mutual's relevance to monitor activity on sustainability. Within these demographics, 45% of farmers have a turnover between 100,000 Rand and 1 million Rand. 42% have a turnover between 1 million Rand and 5 million Rand. 13% a turnover between 5 million Rand and 30 million Rand. And 3.5% earn a turnover over 30 million Rand. Of these farmers, 65% are over the age of 50, while 25% between the ages of 35 and 49, and 10% younger than that. While sole ownership is the greatest legal entity, partnerships, trusts, and close corporations are used equally. 65% of farmers have a post-matric qualification, with only 5% not matriculating. The home languages of farmers in South Africa diversify, with 82% being Afrikaans, 15% English, 2% other African languages, and 1% German, with 82% of their operations using the internet. With an ever-growing number of commercial farmers per province, 72% of the client base makes use of broker distribution intermediaries. And out of the 2,308 companies, Old Mutual currently has a penetration of 892, boasting the best footprint for personal financial advice in Central, Northern and Western Cape. In the Gauteng segment we target, we've gained some specific insight on the black middle class, a black African adult over the age of 18, working a white-collar professional job, living in a metropolitan area in decent housing or paying a minimum of 4,000 Rand rent, in a household that has an income between 16,000 Rand and 50,000 Rand per month. 12% of them prefer to live in townships, but because of a need for education in better schools, they move to suburbs. This group is ambitious and driven. Their desire for education outweighs their desire for credit. They want to be recognized as individuals. 80% of them consider themselves better off than 5 years ago, with 32% believing themselves to be professional and 51% occupying managerial positions. Nationally, 40% of skilled black professionals work for government. They are largely family and culture orientated and are cautious not to fall back or fail, as they want to continue taking care of their families. They work hard to sustain themselves, their families, and to an extent, their extended families. Tension exists between managing debt and family responsibility while still acquiring new things. They love shopping malls as their playground. South Africa's total middle class grew from 6.5 million adults in 2008 to 8.3 million in 2012. The black middle class grew at a much faster pace, while the white middle class remained flat. 11% of 4.2 million South African middle-income population has household incomes between 16,000 and 50,000 Rand per month. Their demographics and psychographics reflect those of our customer heroes, the confident planners and the constrained providers, of which 45% own cars, compared to the 82% in the white market, which provides opportunity for mass and foundation. They are growing fast, and as it stands, Old Mutual's total penetration in Gauteng is 233,000, of which 40,530 are black customers earning more than 20,000 Rand per month. The public sector we target has an estimated 2.1 million employees, of which 300,000 are local government employees, 1.2 million are public service employees, and 600,000 public enterprises employees. The local government comprises of all employees of the municipalities, of which 230 members are associated with unions, while the rest have no association. They are all members of various local government pension or provident funds, but don't contribute to the government employees' pension fund. The public service comprises of all employees of the national and provincial governments, including protection services. They are all members of the government employees' pension fund. The state-owned enterprises comprise of employees of various SOEs like Eskom, Alexco, Safco, and Transnet. These institutions have their own pension or provident funds and contribute to neither the government employees' pension fund nor local government pension or provident funds. This is still a male-dominated market. Research indicates that employees earning more than 19,000 Rand tend to still be predominantly of the white population, but the black population is catching up fast. Do we have the right profile of advisors who truly understand and can sell to this market? Do we have advisors that are confident enough to sell this market, who earns within the salary bracket? Some of the pressing needs of this market are cover for retirement, resignation, death and disability. When it comes to retirement, additional saving is critical, and it would be wise to consider retirement annuity, pure investment and unit trusts. We need to establish ourselves as the provider of choice. It is recommended that clients be encouraged to consider death and disability cover, life cover, and financial expense. Our research has told us that education is key in the black middle-income market. There is a need for education in the public service sector too. The trust element is vital amongst these customers as they want to feel partnered and secure. we need to profile Old Mutual as an institution that supports schools, educators, parents, and learners, while promoting brand affiliation and positioning, creating a platform that can enable a drive for product sales. The way we do this is by identifying opportunities and needs within our identified and priority segments, penetrate carefully selected schools, and leverage existing properties and initiatives within the business to deliver a holistic experience to this market. Activate MCCA sponsorships, stakeholder relationships, and brand communications to extract minimum business benefit. Support the channel's sales targets through well-executed integrated campaigns and market development initiatives. There are many reasons to support the education within the retail affluent market. The rising cost of education in South Africa is putting a financial strain on many families. Old Mutual recognizes the growing need for planning for a child's education. By working together with parents and sharing our knowledge, wisdom, and resources, we would like to help them provide for their children's future. South Africans are spending more than 20 billion rand on education savings every year, and an estimated 20 million South Africans are studying for something at any given time. About 40% of first-year students drop out of tertiary education because of financial difficulties. Education inflation is approximately at 9%, which is higher than the South African's inflation rate. 51% of parents in the retail affluent target market have children's education as their saving objective. There is an enormous market out there waiting to be approached. The first approaching step is identifying the size of this market, where it is and where it frequents. Retail affluent's primary target areas will be in Gauteng schools, public sector, corporate and professional work sites. These will be vital in driving the message of education, while secondary target areas will be malls and expos. In the Gauteng market alone, there is an enormous number of private and public schools, learners and teachers. Looking at the Gauteng private and public sector, 71% of the population of retail affluent adults who work in Gauteng are employed in the private sector. This acquisition opportunity of 77% because the population of 23% of the adult retail affluent adults who work in Gauteng and employed in the private sector personally have a policy with Old Mutual. Compared to most developing countries, South Africa has a large and well-developed market for professional services in general and engineering, legal and accountancy services in particular. South Africa indicates that these three services combined contribute around 2% of GDP. Accountants, engineers and lawyers should be the primary focus in professional organizations and associations. The fees charged by South African professionals are generally unregulated, though associations do in some cases provide guidance. Moreover, salaries and fees are broadly in line with or in cases higher than their counterparts elsewhere in the world. This is partly a reflection of the quality and mobility of South African professionals. High salaries are necessary to retain individuals in this professional market, therefore creating acquisition and retention opportunities. Qualified chartered and management accountants in South Africa earn around 20% less than their counterparts overseas. So alternative methods to earn more income are important in this group. In most cases, professionals are required to have an accredited postgraduate university degree, at least 4 years of tertiary education to practice. Segmentation is critical to respond to the needs of this niche market. The new Immigration Act ensures that the South African economy may have access at all times to the full measure of needed contributions by expats, thus creating onshore and offshore investment opportunities for Old Mutual. Looking at the regional split of the market, the emphasis should be in Gauteng at 48%, Western Cape 17%, and KwaZulu-Natal 16% in that order. The race split of the market sees mainly white professionals taking up the majority of the market at 79%. The gender split in the market leans predominantly towards males at 71%. Income distribution of the market has a more even split. Looking at the level of education in the market, a focused approach for this niche yet high salaried group is vital to be the professional's preferred partner. The future hopes and dreams of this market sees many expectations and aspirations for their finances. In the professional market, who exactly do we focus on? Financial well-being worksites, members in the All Mutual Corporate Book, professional organizations and associations. By giving appropriate advice, efficient service, and relevant solutions, we are there for our community. We're with you from today, putting the customer at the center of our world. Old Mutual.